Welcome back, guys, to the YouTube channel. I am back in London for the first time in a few months. The number one thing I miss about living in Colombia here in London is walkability. The city is so walkable here in London, especially Notting Hill, West London, where we are at the moment. That is one thing I do really miss about living in Colombia. Don't get me wrong, you can walk around in Colombia. The country is not designed for walking around in. It's designed for cars, it's designed for motorbikes. The UK and London in particular is so walkable. It's super flat. You've got big pavements like you can see here at the moment. Luckily, for once, it is a nice, sunny, but very cold day. It's absolutely freezing. I think it's like 1 or 2 degrees. But I do miss the walkability. The pavements is relatively clean-ish for the most part. Probably not as clean as it used to be. And yeah, so the first thing I miss is the walkability of London. I think that's almost unbeatable from the cities that I've been to. Second thing I miss, life in your native country where everyone is speaking, in my case, English, is easy mode. I don't have to think about what I'm going to say to people, how to ask questions, vocabulary. I don't really have to pay attention when people are speaking to me. I just listen and it happens. It's so easy doing everything in English compared to Spanish. Now, my Spanish I'm not fluent yet, but I'm also not a beginner. I'm probably intermediate level. I do miss the general ease of life when you're just speaking your native language. Everything's easy. Ordering in a restaurant's easy. Asking for coffees. If you have a problem, trying to solve that problem in English. It's just so easy, honestly, compared to going to the vet in Colombia or trying to get a prescription in Medellin. All of these things are vastly more difficult when you are speaking a language which is not native to you. So that is the second thing I miss, is everyone speaking English here. Now, the third thing I miss, pub culture in the UK. You get bars in Colombia, you get bars and restaurants, people like kind of sitting out and about, drinking and everything, but there is something about hitting up a pub in the UK when it's cold outside with a few friends or members of your family, having a drink or even just a soft drink. There is something about pub culture in the UK that just slaps, and it hits different, and it's really good. I do miss that. In the summer, not as much in the UK, because in Colombia, sorry, I just had a coughing fit there. In Colombia, there are lots of places to sit out. There's kind of tienditas on every corner, lots of places to hang out with friends in the good weather and everything. I think that's probably better than UK pub culture in the summer, but definitely in the winter months in Europe or London, winter months when you want to go to a pub and everything are absolutely fantastic, okay? So that'd be my third point, is pub culture in the UK. Try not to get run over whilst crossing the road here. Point number 4, I really miss the old buildings in the UK, in London, in specifically West London, Notting Hill, where we are at the moment, because they are absolutely beautiful. I'll just give you an example. We're just on a random square at the moment in North Kensington, which is adjacent to Notting Hill, and just the buildings, the Victorian architecture, the Edwardian architecture is absolutely beautiful, and it means that you can just leave your apartment, go for a 15-minute walk and see some stunning architecture which has been around for hundreds of years. And it's nice knowing that the city doesn't change year to year because of that. You know, these streets look the same 100 years ago compared to now, and that's really, really nice. I like Colombian architecture as well. Some of the buildings are really cool. Colombia has really good architects, and some of the buildings are very funky. They're being built on hills, so they have to be made well. Victorian architecture, old architecture in the UK and in London in particular is really, really good, and I definitely miss that. And it makes going on just a normal walk a nice, pleasant, enjoyable thing to do. And that goes in with the other point as well, which is general walkability of London being absolutely fantastic. And the fifth and final point, everyone hates on the tube in London. We all complain about it. It's expensive, it's dirty, it's quite often late and delayed, full of riffraff, people not paying their way and jumping over the barriers. Londoners love complaining about the tube, myself as well, but the tube in London overall is really good. Medellin has a metro, only city in Colombia which has a metro, but because it runs just straight through the middle of the city, if you are not in the middle of the city, you basically can't use it. And so the tube network in London, more or less, most places you go, you're kind of 10-15 minute walk away from a tube, and because London is so walkable, it's so flat, it's easy to get to a tube station, and once you're on the tube and you're on the network, you can basically get to anywhere within a 30 to 40 minute time kind of duration. So I do miss the tube about London. It makes it very easy to get around, and which is why in Colombia and Medellin, for example, which is where I live, the city is built for cars, it's built for motorbikes, it's not designed for tubes. Whereas London, you can easily live in London without a car, without a motorbike, and get on just fine. I didn't have either when I lived here, and you're not really missing out on anything. Whereas if you're living in a city like Medellin or Bogota long term, you definitely need a car. There you have it. The 5 things I miss the most about living in Colombia when I come back to visit the UK. That's good. I said 5 things. See you in the next one.